and welcome to another episode of Mental Health right here on Kalam Radio. I'm Mariam, and joining me here, of course, again is Dr. Sonny Eshuse. What do you have to say to our listeners this morning?
Well. We are excited as usual. We know we are, I won't say we are collaborators. We work together because of a common concern that all of us enjoy our days in a balanced state of mind, which is the goal of this program.
Indeed. And
Yes.
remember, our listeners, we said you shouldn't bring out your pen and wait for any prescriptions because we're not going to be giving you any.
Yeah.
But you can bring out your pen and take notes and insights that we're going to be having for you. So today, we're going to continue from last week because we do know that last week we were talking about how our phones actually affect our mental health. But we do know that it's something quite broad. It's not something you could talk about in just 1 hour. So we're spanning it over to today, and we're still on how your phones actually affect your mental health. So if you recall last week, we did say when you have phones, when you don't have phones, and when you lose your phones, it actually does affect your mental health. When you talk about the cause, and when you talk about like a lot of things when it has to do with phones, it will affect your mental health. And we did conclude that with balance, you could actually make a difference on like having a healthy mental health in the first place. So when we're talking about our phones, whether it's scrolling through social media, replying to a text, or watching videos into early hours of the morning, our phones are always with us. But have you ever stopped to think, how is this all affecting our mental health and our minds? What do you have to say about this, Dr. Sonny Eshuse?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, a smoker in the process of renouncing cigarette and tobacco, he said he just sat down and reflected on what a stick of cigarettes had done to his life. This little stick that's so light that you just need 2 fingers, and if you press, if you exert too much pressure, the thing will crush. Can you imagine this little stick has put me in bondage all these years? Yeah, that's where it comes to. The problem actually is not the stick of cigarette. It's not the phone. It's our attitude, is the perception, is the cult status that maybe idol status that we have accorded our phone. And that's what commands, just like one wicked spirit that just wakes up and says that you must offer a fowl or a goat today, otherwise things will simply go awry and you begin to run up. And that's the problem we think. So it's our perception, it's our conception of the role a phone can play in our lives. We have agreed here that yes, it's an amazing piece of technology that you can't. Yesterday I listened to the discussion between Dr. Obi in North Carolina or wherever and our MD here. I mean, you look at that, and in the course of saying, now look at, this is what we're talking about. You are far away in North Carolina in US, and I'm here in one corner of Edo State, and we're talking real time. See, so that's what the phone can the richness it can bring to living. Yeah. Well, if you do not manage it well, as I said before, even that too much of everything, even good thing, can be bad. That's what we're talking about. So when, as it were, your life hangs on the phone, then you have a problem. And you think your survival, your existence, your orientation, in fact, the phone is your GPS, you have a problem. And that's what we're trying to address here.
Indeed. When you talk about when we use the phone is good,
Yes.
but when we use it too much, that's where the problem starts.
Yes.
And I remember in the last episode we talked about people making their phones their world.
Right.
Like everything is there.
Yeah.
Like you just mentioned, making it your GPS. Some people even schedule their life on the
right.
phone.
Yes,
And without
yes.
that schedule, they are disrupted.
Yes.
So although the phone is good and you tell people not to use it in excess, but if you put your word into that phone, how do you like correlate both words? You tell me to use it in balance, but it's really important that I really have to use it.
Yeah, yes, I think that it all begins at the level of our minds. You know, this infusing our world, or we transfer control, as it were, of our world to a phone. It doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual. I have observed at meetings, high profile meetings, you'll see somebody who is sharing the high table with you, big name, lengthy CV. It's like an impulse. We just reach for the phone, hold it and open it like this, and close it and put it back. And I just smile inside and say, this is what we're talking about. it becomes an impulsion. I don't want to say compulsion because nobody is actually, but something drives you to say, look, you are missing something. In fact, it's even worse now with all these digital wristwatches. It tells you that you have sat for too long. It will look at it. That's what's telling you. I don't want to say, okay, you need to drink water now. we are abdicating control, and that's where the pressure or the danger to our peace of mind. That's where it is. Somebody is worried, overly worried, and what's the matter? I'm expecting an alert. Whether it's network or my phone has a problem, I do not know. It ought to have come by now. Something like that. And when we didn't have these phones, we lived well. Yeah, we lived well. We coped. Maybe I don't know. I can't say now that we are unable to transport ourselves back. I don't know whether we were better organized. But I think we were more in control of what we wanted to do than now a piece of technology telling us this is what we should do now. So it brings us to the point that if you are listening to us now, what we're actually saying is that maybe you can even begin to monitor yourself. We come to maybe a self-awareness monitoring. How often do you pick your phone when there's really no need to pick it? No call is coming in. You are not about to make a call, but something just tells you that you have not handled this phone for a while. You go for it and open it and say, okay, I've seen this message before. You close and put back. Maybe you begin to do some self-check to know the level of dependency, because that's where it's going to. Once it gets to the point that I'm missing something, really I'm missing something, that is the danger to the mind, because it's going to keep you unfocused, and you could become irritable. Somehow it could make you irritable, it could make you intolerant and detached from the people around, because your world is there, and it's a world that only you dwell in. And meanwhile, this is the real world with people around you, people talking and laughing and even quarreling, as the case may be, because that's a fact of life. But that little cocoon that you create around yourself, and if something bursts it, then you are discomfited. So we can only advise you, just as I said now, please begin to do a self-check. How much can you, okay, let's say now you work in the poly, or you work at Edo University, Yamu, and you stay at Auchi. There you are in your car, or whatever means you have got to Jetu Junction. It's a popular junction in our environment, Jetu Junction. That's it. And you are somewhere along Waraka Road, where Kalam Radio physical building is found. Now you have got to Jetu Junction. About, would that be up to 2 or 3 kilometers from here now? Probably. Suddenly, oh, my phone. Oh, God, my phone is on the table. Would you continue to Iyamo or come back to pick your phone? Well, if you are listening to us anyway, I want you to think about that. What would you do?
That is a very tempting question. I don't know, because a lot of people tell you they would go back
and get
their
phone. And then it's okay. I'm going to be in the office till 4, and it's just 8 something. Can I do this? What if a call? What if? So maybe let's hang it there. Whatever answer you give will probably show the level of your dependency on the phone, and you begin to think about it.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. Now, if we move over to like the use of the phone, like a lot of people even order them because we know that there's a lot of possibilities that you can use your phones for.
Yeah, of course.
And now we're going to social media.
Yeah.
People post everything on social media, like whether it's good or bad, it's all there on social media. And in that push for more likes, more follows, would you see that it does actually affect our mental health? Like, once you have one new follower, you're happy, and when you lose it, it's like as if they poured hot water on your body, and you're wondering, why did they unfollow me? Did they not like what I posted and all that?
I mean, why are they not commenting?
Exactly. Why they not commenting? Like, months have passed and I still have the same followers and all that. What do you have to say about this?
Yeah, in psychology, there's this phenomenon of significant others in people's life, but it's prevalent or prominent in the adolescent years, where young people they query validation, and the amount of validation they get actually describes or defines who they think they are, right? Some of us carry it over to adulthood. It's in the quest for this same validation that people go crazy about how many followers they have. Yeah. You hear people quarrel. How many people are around you? You know, like me now, I'm never alone. Even when I don't want company, I have people like you now. You are alone. There's nobody. So we are not mates. So we carry it over to social media. It's for me. I think that much as I agree that we need people around us, but I believe that it shouldn't be the quantity, the number, but the quality of your circle of company, the quality of the membership of the people there. So you go over to social media. Like yesterday, I was monitoring the argument on gender equality.
Indeed.
And you see, people post things. I have found out that people post things that do not necessarily reflect their convictions, but they do to just be controversial. And the more controversial you are, it will appear, the more attraction you get. You know, people are liking it, or people are responding. You say, you know, like the mass communicators will tell you that they create agenda for discourse. So you just throw a stone throw a stone into the market, let it land on anybody, and we just enjoy the commotion. So that's what people do. The craving for validation is what pushes people to in fact, one of the first things they download is Facebook. It's not a default app that will say, oh, it came with the phone. That is one of the first things they will put. Then they are looking for WhatsApp. They are looking for this, because that's where you can now go on the balcony and see the world. And the taller the building, probably the more you are seen by people. So here, especially young people, it's this desire to be known. Is it actually, do we know anybody on social media? Is it desire to be seen? Desire to be seen. That's what makes people spend so much time there with the phone, and the touch, the human machine touch now becomes a matter. That's why when you are not with your phone, or something happens to it, or the phone is not giving you the kind of access or visibility you are thinking of, I need to get another phone. And then the issue of cost and how to go about raising money to buy it. What do you call it now? You people, you call it, I know it's an opportunity, economies of scale or something. A phone will go and rank up there. Meanwhile, it does not contribute anything.
Scale of preference.
Oh, well, something like that. Scale of preference, correct. So you fix it there. So this is the problem. There's a problem.
Indeed, and do you know that in social media, there's two sides to it. Like, especially there's the followers.
Oh, yes.
And then there's the following. Like, there's the people that are posting, and then there's the people that are actually watching what other people are following.
Correct.
So what other people are posting. So on the part of the people that are following, they want to like post like for validation. But for the people that are following, they don't want validation. They don't care about what you're saying, because they're not the one that is posting. But then they absorb information that puts them into depression. Like, they see this man maybe a month ago, he didn't have anything,
right,
and they've been following him for a while now, and then before you know it, he has a big car.
Yes.
And they're like, what is the difference between me and you? I've been working for so long, but you have this, I don't have that. And then we start seeing things like comparison coming into place, or unhealthy competition, and this actually does affect our mental health.
There are some lessons or some truths about life that we come into with exposure, and as we will read in Things Fall Apart, that says that because all lizards go on their abdomen, you never know the one that has stomachache. Some of these glamorous posturings actually come with cost, commitment. Somebody told me a story, and he claimed that the story was told by the individual. On his third attempt outside Nigeria, he was repatriated. And so, one evening in Lagos, one of the streets, it's a Ikeja somewhere, he was almost knocked down by a vehicle. He just walked into the road, murmuring to himself. And the jeep, big jeep that almost knocked him down, the guy now parked and beckoned. What's your problem? He said, look, my life is finished. It's okay. Enter this car. Let's talk. So they were there. What's the problem? He said, this is my third time. I always succeed in getting out, but they bring me back. And each trip I make, it's I'm sold out. Home and abroad. When you sell house, sell all the things that anchor you in Nigeria, and you go and they bring you back. It's a colossal loss. So they now said, in fact, if I die now, I don't care. And so you don't need to die. You see, I can help you, But the issue is that life is not the way you see it. So they said the man told him the story, and I think you like this car. Now, everything beautiful, in the evening it's in the evening or in the dark, you actually can appreciate the inner beauty of a vehicle. All the lights, twinkling and things, all the dials and things. So, and the AC. So he said, I'm comfortable, I have money, I can help you. What do you want? They discussed. And I said, for me, I just made up my mind I paid the price. Like what? He said the man now removed, he was wearing a cap, said now remove the cap and did like this. Can you see? So at the center of the head, maggots. He said, I never remove my cap unless I'm at home. He said that thing will never heal, because that's the cost. But the truth is that you never know until you enter. So that guy now said, okay, I want to go out. I want to come down from this. So the guy now put his hand in his pigeonhole and brought a bundle of money. Say, you can hold this first. Think about what I've told you. Then if you make up your mind, we'll still meet. And said he didn't want the money. So don't be afraid. It has nothing to do with what I've told you. He said, no, I'm okay, sir. Thank you very much. He said when the vehicle drove off, he was there shivering. That he wasn't ready to die anymore. And so, but that's the thing. Not everything that it takes exposure to understand that there are poor people in America. My Jack Vashek went there and was singing that you turn to the right, you turn to all you see is hunger, is disillusion. And he ran into some rough waters with the government over there. How do you come here to say things like that? Right here in Nigeria, people think, now, caregivers, you go to UK, a lady posted that she was shocked to see the SUG president while they were in Uniben. Now the guy was a caregiver. He said all the hype and pride gone. Very humble. Where are the bodyguards? Where are they today? There will be no lectures. This vice chancellor must go. The bravado, everything gone. Say how life can humble people. Now, the guy has shifted from Nigeria where laws don't apply. Well, they don't apply actually. And has gone to where nobody's above the law. They can remove you for drinking 2 cups of tea instead of 1. If the law says 1, you drink 2, you will go for it. So but when you tell young people, they don't listen. You see, that is the thing. Those who are following, for some people, I believe somebody said that he just knows that social media is like a gossip market. So he just goes to listen to gossip. So when he's actually following you, it's not following you because it's just listening to gossip. But somehow, when you see a piece of gossip or story that looks too good to be true, this guy, I've been following him now. He has posted a vehicle and he says, he just captions it, a new level. And you see him resting on the car like that and holds, some of these phones. If you hold it like this, nobody knows. But when you do it like this, they quickly Google and say, okay, that phone, it's an iPhone, it's the latest iPhone that you are seeing. So that thing is 7 point something million. And look at the car and say, wow. So you become worried. So we will only tell you that I hope you know that not everything that glitters is gold. Who would post hunger on Facebook, for instance? But you see him, he ensures that it sits in a way, the selfie is done in such a way that he can capture the name of the joint, of the restaurant or whatever. And then you see what's on the table. Guy, can you see that? This guy, when we were in school, he was drinking Gary all the time. Like one man told me, he said, can't believe it. A radio was playing. if you see an ego, if you tell him I don't go ego. He said that guy we were roommates. He was living on me. That guy now has become a big boy. I said, yes, that's how life can be. That's how life can be. So life is not straight. It's not a 100-meter thing that where you can see the end, the finish line from the start point. It's not like that. There are detours. You could go in circles, yes, and you could mark time. They say, is it motion? How they say it now? Motion without movement.
It's like walking in one same spot.
Yes, you are there. You're actually making motion, but you are where you are. And then you see one guy. I know this guy. If you see their family, they are poverty personified. Now look at him. And I've been monitoring. 6 months ago, it wasn't like this. Now see. So what is the secret? Oh, how unfortunate I am that I am like this. So these are the things. Don't be deceived by what you see. Because nobody will really post any picture about his downtime for you to see. So don't be deceived. That's what we tell you, because otherwise you just see the harm that your handset can cause you.
Indeed.
Yes.
And even when people put this balance to the use of their phones,
yes,
we do see that even there's a bad side to balance and good side. Depending on what you're using that phone for. Yes, yep. You've told yourself, I would use my phone for just 2 hours every single day.
All right.
But now what you're going to be using that phone for now makes it a problem or a good thing or a bad thing. Now, we do know that there's a lot of information overload in the phones.
Right.
In the use of phone, there's a lot of information you could get from the phone.
Yes.
And depending on what preferences you like,
yes,
you'd actually attach yourself to either the good content, yes, or the bad content. So when we actually choose a site, maybe, for example, if you take the good content, it wouldn't really affect your mental health. But what if what you're downloading into your brain is those bad contents, some bad images or just bad things in general? Mm-hmm. What do we have to say about this?
Yeah. It comes along with maturity. You get to a point. It's just you enter. Okay, let's put it like this. You go to a pharmacy or a drugstore. You don't go to the drugstore to make up your mind what you want to buy. You make up your mind before coming. And while you are waiting to be served, you see people purchasing different things. If you decide that, that guy, maybe it's now your turn. Okay, please, you have a prescription. You say, no, okay, what do you want? That one you gave that man who just left. Then ask you, you have diabetes? You say, no. But that guy, that drug just took his for diabetes. Oh, okay, I don't like the package. That's why I said. So that's how, when you go online, in those early centuries, when the monastic system order took root across Europe and all of that, people decided to withdraw from society into monasteries. And the reasoning behind it was that the world was and is full of corrupting influences, and that the only way they could stay untouched by the corruption was to withdraw from society. It didn't solve any problem. The world has not changed. Yes, the influences that corrupt, they are all over. Even some good tools and handles can become influences of corruption. So that's why you now find that when you go to any social media, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I used to be on Skype, it's out now, I'm on X, Twitter, I'm on Facebook, but I've not been there for 3 years. So I choose what I want to see, what I want to read. There are a lot of things there that should not be there. Pictures are posted that shouldn't be here. But the owner has posted it. He has no force to make me look at it. The force to choose not to look at it it resides with me, right? So the same thing. If it was now that we had to go to school, honestly, well, why would I be crying that I have no textbooks or whatever? This is a mobile world dictionary. Yes, the American what do they call it now? Is the biggest library in the world, but it's not bigger than your handset, because your handset has access to all any material anywhere where it cannot be got. AI will do it for you. You see, so I won't be crying. But now the student has not bought books and he's telling you there are no books, but his phone can access anything he wants to access. Now you even see deep sea apps that can monitor the things that eyes are not supposed to be able to see. So this it's a function of maturity, and that maturity brings you to the point that you are able to draw a line. You can draw a line. When we're growing up, our parents did their best to teach us to not go beyond boundaries that were drawn. Those days, you could chance on this pot of soup, see meat. And what provokes the spirit to steal, to take what does not belong? See all this. A woman was complaining last week on Sunday. A 7-year-old found where the mother kept new currencies, 35,000, 100 to 200, 500. She has some children outside Nigeria, so they will just send to her. The child took the thing, put in the bag, and took to school. And we'll buy this, we'll buy that. By the time they found out the money, the money was gone. As even if you kill her, you just kill her for nothing. Yes, but you can discipline her to the extent that she knows she has done something wrong. What are we saying? The maturity to look away comes with exposure and with discipline, with self. What they call it now? You have external locus of control and the internal one. The internal locus of control is always stronger, more effective. So you must grow up. So it has nothing to do with age. I see it takes enforcement for people even in religious gatherings to pay attention. To pay attention to what is happening. His hand can be under the place. It's on social media. Meanwhile, it's in when they say amen, he will say amen. But it's there. It takes discipline to be able to draw a line. So if I go online, I know why I'm going there. I don't make up my mind to say, okay, let me go to Instagram now and see what is happening. I don't go there unless I see a notification. And I decide when I want to see it, when I want to open it. Not as soon as it pops up, I go. No, I choose when to check that thing. So, but maybe someone will say, yes, because your age, your exposure, and all of it's everything put together. Because you must learn to put relative value on things. Relative. So, we are telling our listeners that even when you use your phone for good things, you should be able to draw or define the boundaries of the good thing you are checking. While you are checking it, something could pop up. Don't let it distract you. So you could leave what you thought you were looking for and be looking for, and now you are distracted by this new one that has just come. So all of it comes down to at the end of the day, when you ask yourself, the time you go, I know people hold their phone. Some people fall asleep with their phone on their chest. That's to even tell you that there was no consciousness to detach. But let me ask you, do you do a review at the end of the day when you're about to go to bed? Do you ask yourself how much of the goal you set out to achieve today did you actually make? And was your phone instrumental to achieving that much of the goal? If we do this self-assessment, then we'll now find, all that we are just saying, can you break your over dependence on phone? That's what we are saying. Can you break it? Or can you control your use of phone?
Like when you mentioned like maturity, like you need a lot of maturity when you want to like focus on the content you actually take in from your phones.
Yes.
Like some people would like try to connect that with like things like addictions. Like we do say, some people say that if money, like a very huge amount of money was kept in front of you, you wouldn't know if you take it unless it's actually put in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, so when you made mention about maturity now, yes, this person knows that they're mature. And then they go on social media, they go and use their phones. And then maybe something happens. Something pops up, an ad pops up, perhaps about content or something else, or even when it comes to even the timing. So they don't want to do it. They want to stay away from that bad content. They want to stay away from using their phone for a long time.
Yeah.
They're trying to be mature and they let it go. A day passes, 2 days pass, and then we see a month later, it comes up again and they're trying to stay away. And then more time passes and it comes away. And then their maturity or that focus breaks.
Yeah. Yeah. You breaking up, regaining self-control is a process. Yeah, because the process of loss of control or ceding control to something outside you would not always be overnight. Gradually, you begin to transfer small portions of control to that thing, and then it gets to a point now that without it, it's just the same we relate to people. You allow little by little, okay, take care of here, okay, add this one to it, add this to it. Before you know it, the person is fully in charge of. So in the same way, when it's just like people who have problem of addiction, they go through rehabilitation, and they have told you that the process of withdrawing from an addiction is painful. It's rigorous, and some are unable to cope, and they say a relapse. They say they withdraw from the process of being helped to regain control of themselves. So in the same way, when after you have stayed away for like this morning, I always see those things. When around 2009 and 10, I was the dean of sports in Poly there. I didn't know. I only get to realize later that each time I loaded my phone with plenty money, I got hailed by Glo, I got hailed by MTN, and they will tell you that there was something available. Send yes to social place, and I would do and say you are getting close to it now. You are close to it now. One more until I finish my credit. And now I saw someone who said, they will just check. They just check. They will just help you waste your money. And each thing they took, it will look small. Maybe 50 naira. I was 50 naira. Let them take. But 50 naira times the multiple years you have sent, you lose money. This money, as I sat there, because I came at about 9:30, so I just sat there. I was listening to you people. They said, yes, your line has been selected for. I said, look at these people. Thank you very much. I just deleted it immediately. Sometimes you open somewhere, maybe you open a file, or you open to a site somewhere, and some pop up this Bet Nigeria that you can just, you are lucky 1 point something million. You have been selected for 1 point something million. Click here. I say, look at these people. So I made up my mind from that experience that no pop-up, nothing. I don't listen to anything. Get free data. I'm not interested. I will buy my data if I have problem. Borrow data. I've never borrowed. I will not borrow. Yes. So it can come from your own experience, but sometimes it comes from other people's. They share with you and say, "Look, what is that? A colleague here lost his salary because they just paid and they now got some that they were updating their system, and that for more enhanced interface between you and the app, just click here," and he did, and they wiped his salary. So when he shared, I said, okay, so that thing happened. No way, you can't tell me anything. You are doing systems upgrade, please upgrade your system. I have nothing. Someone will call you and say, are you not so? Say, yes, I am. Your BVN begins, these are the first 4 digits of your BVN. Please give us the remaining one. My friend said, when they told me, since you can find the first digit, just add the other ones. That is it not before you? Just add it and do what you want to do. And they say, idiot. They told him idiot. So sometimes you learn from people. So, and when you know these things, these people tell the stories, don't cook them up. They are first-hand experiences and then you have made up your mind that, okay, I'm going to be straight. And after 1 month, these pop-ups will not let you alone. That's how it is. Have you observed that when you are fasting that food tempts most? Even some food you normally not eat. Hunger will just bring the desire. If I see Indomie now, I will not eat Indomie. If I see Indomie now, I will teach it a lesson. But it's something to just distract you and force you to break control. So if you are struggling with control, we encourage you that it doesn't come easy. It's not cheap. It's that determination, that steadfast, that commitment to a decision that, for me, I think I'm going to control what I see on social media. It's possible. People do it. That's what we're talking about. That's why we are discussing this. It's doable. It's doable.
So, as we wrap up on today's program, what's that advice you have to give to our listeners out there on the use of phone and how it actually does affect our mental health? What's that takeaway they should go home, sit down and reflect on?
Yeah. Well, the bottom line is that you just understand that your phone is actually a tool, and the tool is intended to make things easier to manage. But the tool should not manage the user. I heard yesterday Dr. Obi was saying that no matter the hype about AI, that the human interface, there's nothing you can do about it. The human beings will always be in the loop. That's the truth about it. The point, because I read this Sam Altman, I think he's one of the brains behind artificial intelligence, generative, all this, that he always carries a bag with him wherever he goes. That anytime he sees any sign that artificial intelligence, that these things can now, they now can generate their own codes and instruction, that there's something it needs to switch off immediately. So, and that's how it is. Once it gets to the point that your phone is now dictating the pace of what you do and how you do it and when and why, no, that's the problem. It disturbs you now. If I'm supposed, maybe I stroll in here, I say, okay, let me get to the studio, and I find that you are free. That's okay. I have 30 minutes. Let me just spend 30 minutes with you before I go. And I see that you are, when I say, if you see the breeze that was blowing yesterday on the road. Breeze. Wow. Then you are back there. The thing blew up. You see one Okada that was riding, the thing blew him into the gutter. Really? Then you are back to your phone. That's the point, question. It squeezes the space, constrict the space in our mind, and squeezes it so much that no one gets there. Even you yourself, the owner, you are not even comfortable in the place. So the idea is that recognize that your phone is a tool to help you, but it's not intended to live the life for you. You retain control over your phone.